Okay, so what's up guys? So I'm here again with another video. I'm playing my Paladin in this one. There's just some stuff I want to talk about with PvP. So the Paladin changes was what was needed for the class in the last class tuning in 11.0.5. And paladins have more survivability now with the new talents that were put in the class tree. So like divine protection increases the healing received when you use it, which is a very effective buff to the spell. So if you're playing Herald of the Sun, all the healing over time from Sun's avatar and Eternal Flame is increased by a good amount. Then you have the other new talent that when you use Divine Shield, depending how many dots or debuffs you have when you use Divine Shield, it heals you for 30% total, and it does not pass 30% of your total health. So it's like you use Divine Shield when you have a few debuffs or dots that heals you, and then you use Eternal Flame or Flash of Light while in your bubble. So it's like you're pretty much topped off by doing all of that. I also really like how they made a new talent where Repentance has its cooldown reduced by 15 seconds. Now that is a huge advantage in arenas when you think about it, like switching targets. With it, I don't think it lasts too long if you continuously use it to the same target. It works more like sap. So it's like when a rogue saps a target the first time, it lasts long. Then when they sap the second time, its duration is like decreased by half. Then when they sap a third time, it only lasts for like a few seconds. So it's like repentance works that way. Now, when it comes to choosing between Herald of the Sun or Templar, I've tested them both out, and I could say that the DPS from both is kind of evenly matched. The thing about Herald is that you have the dots that build over time, so the damage is not immediate right away like Hammer of Light is in Templar. And with the new class changes, with the new talents for paladins, it's like I really see Herald of the Sun being more compatible with the changes because the healing from divine protection, the extra healing from divine protection, and then all of the dots or debuffs that when you use Divine Shield, it heals you for 30% total of that amount. And it's like with Herald of the Sun and then the new changes, you have like way more survivability. I mean, that also helps too if you're playing Templar, but Templar really doesn't have that much great of healing. So it's like Herald of the Sun and Templar, it's like they're both even when it comes to DPS. It's just that the playstyle is different. So when you use Wake of Ashes, you have Hammer of Light, which does damage straight away. And it can hit for over 2 million if you're geared. Now, Herald of the Sun, the damage over time from Sun's avatar, like that has to build over time. But other than that, they're both pretty even in comparison to their DPS. Okay, so this next battleground I'm in is Deep Hole Ravine. Now, with Templar, there's no healing benefits from it, but Hammer of Light is like straight away immediate damage that hits hard right away. And if you're geared, it can hit for like over 2 million. And then if it crits, even more than that. Now, when it comes to the hero talents, the way that I see it is that Templar is more for like arenas because the damage it does. And you won't really need to rely towards all of that extra healing from Herald of the Sun in arenas if you're playing a comp that has a healer, right? So it's kind of okay to play Templar because you have a healer healing you. You don't have to rely towards Eternal Flame or Sun's Avatar when are in arenas and all that. Now, Herald is like more for Blitz. And so it's like with Herald of the Sun, all of the damage over time from Sun's Avatar, it spreads to different targets. So it's like, and then the healing over time from Sun's Avatar, you're damaging multiple enemies while you're also healing your own team in Blitz. And then, if needed, like, you can use Eternal Flame towards a flag carrier and orb carrier. So, pretty much. Now, with how overpowered Affliction Warlocks, Unholy DKs, and Fury Warriors were at the beginning of the expansion, it's like, why wait later to nerf them after the season already started? It's very unfair, and those classes were not balanced to begin with in the first place. Then they wait 1 month and a week later, after the season already started, to buff Templar. But even with that, so many other Rets still went back to Herald around that time, and they still are Herald. I like how they pulled me into their spawn area. Okay, but anyways, then like 2 weeks after the Templar buffs, they changed the Paladin's class tree with new talents that were a very good and needed buff to the class, but why wait how long after the season starts to give Paladins good changes? It's like so unfair how everything else was strong at the beginning, and then it's like you feed Paladins little by little every other week, almost pretty much. It's like all of that time, every week, you could have just made changes that were pretty much fair to paladins. It's like they left a certain amount of classes strong at the start, and then they didn't make any changes to other classes until later in the expansion. And the way I see it, it's just completely unfair how certain classes were very OP and it just wasn't balanced, even when the season started and weeks after the season started. Well, okay, guys, thanks for watching and have a good one.